TryJam, a once-a-week competition where game developers compete to see who can make the best game with only 3 hours to work with. If you're unaware with these kinds of competitions, basically, you get a theme at the start of the competition, and you have 3 hours to make the best game you can while following that theme. These games are then rated by gameplay, visuals, audio, theme, and general enjoyment. Now, as I'm only a freshman in college, my goal wasn't to get first place, but really to just be competitive. So with high expectations, I started my stream and began thinking of ideas. The theme for this week was Acid Rain, which is one of the easier themes that I've seen compared to the past, and I instantly knew exactly the type of game that I wanted to make. So to start, I booted up Unity and got to work. This brilliant idea would be to have a character running away from an acid rain cloud that was raging behind them. Kinda like those Minecraft lava obstacle courses I know most of us have been exposed to in the past. You might be thinking that this idea isn't original at all, and I would agree, but I really think that if executed well, this game could be a great game. I started by watching a tutorial in order to show me how to make a parallax background. Now, a parallax background is a background that has multiple layers stacked on top of each other, with each layer moving at a different speed. This technique is used in a lot of popular 2D titles, Hollow Knight being one of the main ones, and I thought it would be a good touch to add to my game. You might be thinking,
"Bro, what are you doing? You should be focusing on gameplay instead of spending 10% of your time on something nobody playing is ever going to notice."
And to that I say, yeah, you're right. But at least I know it's there, and now you do too, and that's all that matters. Next, I started designing the level that the player would be running through, which totally didn't take another 25 minutes of work. No way. After finishing that, I'm already 25% of the way through with my programming time, and I haven't even programmed a line of code. I then added in the player with the rigid body, so that he would be able to stand upright. Okay, he seems a little not alive, so let me fix that. And there we go. Absolutely nothing went wrong. I also added in the bad rain cloud, which means we are completely done with the art, so you know what time it is. I started getting to work on the rain cloud code, like the rain cloud spawning rain and moving to the right, and things were going well. I was making great pace and have a game that at least looks good, but let's see if we can get some good gameplay to match it. Like I've always said, what's a good game without good gameplay? After getting that working, I decided that it still wasn't time to make the game playable yet for some reason, and decided to start working on the main character animations. Which doesn't make any sense because I cannot even test it because the character doesn't move yet, but I did it anyways, and it's fine because thankfully after that, I finally started working on player movement. After barely any time, I got that working. Never mind. Okay, now it's working. Okay, now it's finally working. You may notice though, the guy isn't being animated because he's kind of just sliding everywhere, which is weird. So now we have to connect the animations that we made earlier with the player movement that we just made. While working on that, of course Unity crashed because we can't manage to go a single game jam without Unity crashing. And honestly, it's really cool and fun because I love when Unity crashes and it makes me lose lots of times on the short time challenge, which if you can't tell,
is sarcasm.
I finally got the animations working, but it took so much of my time with the Unity crash and everything that I now only have 40 minutes left when I started with 3 whole hours. Thankfully, the game is mostly done, but I'm gonna have to work a little faster now. I then got the game to be able to detect that the player should die, aka he touches the acid rain, and then I started working on the main menu. I didn't have much time, so I decided to make it very simplistic by copying the game scene, changed up some parameters, and then made it so that the rain cloud would just rain on the main character with a play button and a title. I then made it so that when the character is detected to be dead, it would turn off their collisions and have text on the screen to say, "You die." That way, there is a bit of a cutscene for dying. To end the game off, I created an ending area and text that would say that you escaped the rain and I was done. Here's the completed jam submission page along with the final gameplay. I took minimal time after stream to add music and sound effects because combining Unity crashing and all the side tracks during stream, I thought that was a way to get the full time out of the 3 hours. I do typically like to make my games overly challenging, which people don't tend to like, so I made this one a little too easy, but I'm still happy with the game that I made. On top of that, here's how my game was rated in the jam. I placed 15th out of the 58 submissions, which is really good for me, and I also got 3rd place in visual. If you discount all the other submissions that went over the 3 hours limit, I got 12th overall and tied with one other for 1st in visuals, which I'm really happy with. Obviously, the game is completely free and you can check it out along with my other cool games that I've made in the description of the video. Make sure to smash subscribe if you liked the video, and also consider joining my Discord server in the description if you don't want to miss out on our super cool community. Thank you very much for watching the video all the way to this point. If you liked it, totally like the video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.